The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. Sifting through the insanity to find you something that feels good.
Mucho joy. I like to give away joy for free.
It's News-ish on The Wally Show.
I would love to sit down with the people who run the complaint department for the toilet paper manufacturing company Charmin.
I would love to sit down with the people that complain about it.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's just this is a weird thing.
Yeah, I bet that they could tell you some stories. And one story they're tired of hearing from customers is their grievances in getting a clean torn edge from the perforated lines provided on the TP product.
I don't understand this problem. I don't think I use Charmin. I don't know what I use, to be honest with you. But I've never had a problem with the thing tearing. Like, what is Charmin doing? What are they doing wrong?
Well, it's become such a regular accusation that the company decided to put their best people on it to fix it.
Jenkins, we need you.
Yeah.
This is your Super Bowl, Jenkins.
Yeah.
We're going to the moon, literally.
You got to give the
funny.
people what they want, okay? A clean torn edge when tearing toilet paper. And after spending 5 long years, yes, 5 years on this problem, the people of Charmin realized the reason their customers weren't getting the lines they wanted was because the common straight perforated edge was being torn from all different angles, making a clean tear harder to come by. So what's the solution? Glad you asked. The people of Charmin are happy to announce Smooth Tear, a redesign that provides a wavy perforated edge, making uneven tears a thing of the past.
Real quick, did you say 5 years of development?
Yes.
5 years. Can you imagine you work at a company and you have dedicated your life, 5 year of your life, to making sure that the toilet paper tears perfectly. At the end of that, I'm not sure when you accomplish it if you are like high-fiving everybody and like, man, we did it. I can't believe it. We went through this journey together. It was a battle, but we got there. We did it. Or you're like, what have I just done? What have I spent 5 years of my life doing?
Or what if someone got a raise from all of this? You know, I don't know.
Unbelievable.
But maybe you've been in this situation. Yeah. Maybe you're one of those people that complained to Charmin. You'll be happy to hear that Smooth Tear debuts later this month.
Nice.
So far only with Charmin's Ultra Soft rolls. So only with the Ultra Soft. No word yet on whether Smooth Tear will be adapted to their other varieties.
Oh yeah, you
TP.
one-ply people, they don't even care about you. You're on your own. Like you're just gonna have to deal. I just love that Betty Rock just completely flew by my "we're going to the moon" joke. And
you want to retell it?
Oh, and it's not going to work now.
No, go ahead and retell it because I think it didn't
now.
get the reaction that you wanted.
It really didn't. It was good in the
go
moment.
Ahead. Here
I'm
we
not.
go.
It's not the same.
No, we're ready.
No, now you've killed
Gavin,
it.
are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Now you've just killed it.
Tell us your joke.
It's not going to work.
Tell us
It
your
doesn't
joke.
work now. But anyway, thank you,
well,
though.
I'm sure we didn't miss much anyway.
That's going to do it for your news-ish. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. A little snap judgment. This is one of people's favorite segments that we do because we play a little snippet of some of the music that's up for consideration for playing on Way FM, and we make our judgment, and then we play the hook to see if our opinion changes. And at the end of this, you tell us based on that which you want to hear more of. Which song you'd like to hear more of on the station. So it's a lot of fun here, and it's just honest. Like, a lot of times people are like, oh, you can't say you don't like a Christian song. Like, no, you can because it hits everybody differently. But just because like I might not like it doesn't mean it's not a great song. Betty, it might totally click with her and connect with her. And so it's subjective. But that's why I like having these conversations. So with that, Betty Rock, what is our first song called that we're going to play?
All right, this one is called Never. And I know how you like the title of songs where there's just one word.
Yeah, I do.
So here it is.
I could be in. My problem is now this is reminding me of a Heart song. Never! And so, like, it has to be as good as that.
It reminds me of that song in The Greatest Showman. Never.
Oh, see,
never enough.
Yeah, see, it has big shoes to fill. So here's hoping. Here's the snap of Never.
When did you ever let me down?
Oh. Very rarely am I like a snap where I'm like, yes, that like is reminiscent of Heart to me. So I am snappy goodness, Wally in, fully in, could not be more in. Betty.
Wow. I feel like anyone's reaction is going to fail in comparison to that.
Do you like it, Betty?
I do. I like it.
Oh, you're
I
in.
wouldn't say that I'm as passionate as you are about it, but I am in.
Okay.
Yes.
My fear of being this passionate is that if when we play the hook, it's not as good. So I'm a little nervous now. Gavin, I might have gone too far in. Gavin.
I wish we'd already played the hook. Like, I'm that in.
Yeah, that was really good.
Really excited about this
Okay,
song.
so that's a 3 for somebody. We don't tell you who the artist is. I don't even know who this is because we don't want to influence you unduly. So here we go. Here is the hook for Never.
Never forgotten, never forsaken, never abandoned, not for a second. I am safe in your hands, always and forever. You're never not working, my heart is the proof. There's not a broken, too broken for you.
Oh yeah, I'm totally 100%. Maybe even 1,000,000% in. I'm officially 1,000,000% in on that hook.
That's big.
Yeah. Betty Lou.
I will be 1,000,001%.
No, you always do that to me. You're always one better than me. Gavin?
I'm not a one-upper, but I love that song.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
It's lyrically good. I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that I don't often hear lyrics that I'm like, oh, I haven't felt that. It felt more unique than other songs.
It's got all the aspects to it. It's lyrically good. It's performed exquisitely, and I like its like turn of phrase in there too.
Yeah.
Like just that hit all the buttons for me. So there you go. That's a clean sweep. This next song better be pretty great. So we got one more to go for Snap Judgment, and then you'll get to decide which song you want to hear more of on Way FM. And we'll do that in 10 right here on the Wally Show. So song number 2 is going to have to bring it strong. So Betty Rock, what do you got?
This one is called Your Love.
Your Love. Here we go. Here's the snap.
Oh, be still and don't move, so I will, 'cause I want you to.
All right, that's a bop. That's got a vibe to it. I like that. You're not in, Rock?
What are you?
I'm in. I'm in on the snap, yeah.
I'm out.
Okay, Betty Rock's out. Gavin?
I am curious, and therefore I think that should have me as
In?
dipping a toe in.
Okay, you're in. I think it's going to go somewhere really
too.
good. That's why I'm in on the snap. But I wasn't as in on that one as I was the first one.
No.
So here we go. Here is the hook for Your Love.
Keep me right there in the middle of your love, your love. Keep me right there in the middle of your love. The stars will fall from the sky one day. When I'm lost, I'll call your name too. Keep me right there in the middle of your love, your love.
You know, the only thing that's missing that is T-Pain. It needs a little T-Pain auto-tune on it because it sounds a little T-Pain-ish. I like it, but I'm not in love with it. And so where I was so in on the first song, it's weird because I'm not really out. Like, I like the song. I think it's a solid song.
Are you being affected by the standard?
That's the problem.
The first one hits a standard that's so hard to reach.
Because I think if I hadn't heard the first one, I'd be like, oh, I like this song. I like it. I genuinely like it. It's good. So I'm in on it. I'm just not as enthusiastic, I guess, as I was on the first one.
Well, then that means you're out.
Well, no, I'm in on it. I do like it. The first one just ruined me for all of their music.
That's tough.
A little dramatic, I know, right? Betty Lou.
I am very in.
Very in.
I like it. It's a vibe. I can
It is a
see, going down a country road with the windows rolled down.
Sure.
Love it.
Okay, so that's good. You were out on the snap and you're in. Gavin, you were curious, you said.
Yeah, oh yeah, and it like delivered on that curiosity.
Yeah.
It's fun,
Okay.
and it's different, and I feel like you kind of need some of that to like break up the monotonous life that we have.
I do like that it's different sounding than a lot of other songs that we play, and so that is a good thing for me. So really, ultimately, we ended up all in on the hook of the first song and the second song. Now, I'm going to play both hooks for you again in case you missed the first one, so you can make an accurate decision, because you'll help decide which of these songs could make it into the playlist here at Way FM. So here was the first song, and it is called Never. This is the hook.
Never forgotten, never forsaken, never abandoned, not for a second. I am safe in your hands, always and forever.
I think what I like most about this is she actually pronounces her T's. Never forgotten. A lot of people say forgotten, like if you're from the Midwest, and so that was nice. Here's song number 2, the hook, Your Love.
Keep me right there in the middle of your love, your love. Keep me right there in the middle of your love.
Wow.
This one's growing on me.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
good.
I actually prefer it over the other.
Do you really? Yeah, it's good. It made me bite my bottom lip like White Guy Wedding Dance, and I popped and locked, and so it's like, okay, that's pretty good. All right, there you go. Those are the 2 songs you have to choose from here on Snap Judgment today. Song number 1, Never, or song number 2, Your Love. Not a loser today, honestly. I think we're a winner either way, but which one do you like? 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. Maria, thank you so much for joining us for Snap Judgment. We really appreciate your help here. You've heard the hooks of the 2 songs. Never was song number 1 and Your Love song number 2. Which song is more of a vibe for you that you want to hear more of on Way FM?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, first of all, before we get into that, let's tell her who she passed on. I feel like Bob Barker. Betty Rock, who was song number 1 by?
So, Maria, you passed up on Tasha Layton. She did Never.
Not a bad song, and
No.
we all were in on that one. So this is just a matter of taste here. But the song you did go with is "Your Love" by who, Betty Rock?
Blessing Offer. Did you think it was Blessing Offer? Do you remember him?
No.
Yeah, I think the Blessing Offer song kind of stands out a little bit amongst a lot of the other stuff we play. I think that's why I kind of dug it. And I liked both of them. Full disclosure, they were both great songs to me. So there's not a loser today, but you made the call, and you were actually in the slight majority of people that wanted this song over the first song. So here we go. It's "Your Love" by Blessing Offer, the winner today on Snap Judgment on Way FM.
I've been running around the edges, building my own happy endings, but they couldn't take the test and they just fell right down. I've been trying to push the limits, been asking why
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show, and Betty Rock read through the Bible in a year. Now, when you did this, because I think you have to read like multiple chapters sometimes in a day to get that accomplished, right?
Yes. You can't do just one chapter a day. It takes a while.
Yeah, that's
But-
a lot. That's a lot of effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Wally likes to test me every now and then, asking me random Bible questions to check my knowledge.
Just see if
But
it took.
I read it through once, and it's a big book.
I know, it's a lot. It's a lot to remember. And so, I don't know that I can commit to that because I like reading issues, but committing to 10 minutes a day to read the Bible and spend time in the Word, I think it's much more doable for anyone that might be feeling a little ill-equipped to go for the whole thing.
Or just lost and don't know where to start. I
Yeah.
get that. Like I said, it's a big book. You don't know where to begin.
Well, that's why we have our world's biggest small group, and it's designed just to get you to get into the Bible and just a few minutes every day to make it part of your daily routine and to see how that manifests in your life. Does it change you? Does it change how you view people? Does it change how you view the world? Does it change you inside? And I think it's a healthy thing. Some of the topics we will tackle is how does God speak? Because you always hear people say, "Oh, the Lord spoke to me," and I've never heard the audible voice of God. I'm sure if I did, it would be like, "I'm disappointed," But I know that I feel like God has spoken to me in other ways, like those feelings inside of you, So we'll go through some of that. What part of the Bible matters to your life? How can you meet with God daily? And these are all good ways to start kind of dipping your toe into forming a habit that could become a lifelong habit that really pays off for you. So it's our world's biggest small group. It's called Everyday God.
Yeah, and when you text the word GROW to 91979, we'll send you a link. That's GROW, GROW, to 91979. It's easy to let the fear of the unknown keep us from doing something that is good for us, but going back to school might not be quite what you think.
Yeah, one of my biggest fears going back to school was I'd have to watch a ton of online lectures, and I kind of have a problem staying awake during stuff like that. But it was so different than I had imagined and way better.
Yeah, for sure. I thought I was going to have to take a bunch of tests, which I am not a fan of, but instead I was able to write papers, which for me was way better.
Plus, you have the flexibility to work in school around your work and life schedule. Another big fear I had is, what if I don't understand something? What do I do?
Yeah, CCU, they foster community with your classmates, and they are a great resource. And Colorado Christian University has very responsive online professors who are there to help you so you are never alone as an online student at CCU.
Learn more about how you can pursue your passion and find your calling with Colorado Christian University at ccu.edu. Colorado Christian University is a nonprofit impact partner committed to cultivating the mind without compromising the heart.
Uplifting Way FM.
Here's what's going on today.
So today at approximately probably exactly 2:20 Eastern Time, it will feel like the world is ending. You'll be at Target or Walmart. Everybody's phone is going to go off and be like, TVs, radios, It's part of that national EAS test, and it is just a test, okay? So it's nothing to freak out about. And so for many, it's just one of those things that's going to be kind of a disturbance or an annoyance. But there are advocates that are saying that this actual test could be dangerous for some people. And I was thinking, who could this be dangerous for?
Well, people that are hard of hearing? No, I guess that'd be
great
opposite.
For them. But
yeah.
or maybe people that are, PTSD or shock.
Yeah.
Is what I thought. But it was way different than that. And see what you think about this. They're saying that survivors of domestic abuse, these and people that are in risky situations, this could be dangerous for them, and here's how. A lot of people that are at risk that live in this world as people who are, living through domestic abuse, they have hidden devices. So they have hidden phones to contact emergency services, to contact family, friends, support that their abuser doesn't know about. Oh. And so if all of a sudden they're at the house and another phone goes off, then that could set a situation in motion that could lead to violence. And again, this is one of those things we don't even think about. You're trying to do the right thing, protect everybody, make it a safe environment for the world, but then this just goes to show you how difficult it is to do something for everybody in a country like this size, but also how sad it is for people that live in this world that we know nothing about. You don't think, I've got to have a burner phone, to basically help me get out of bad situations. And they live under that constant fear on the daily.
Something that I've never thought about. So then what's the solution?
Well, the good news is that turning your phone off is the only thing that will prevent the EAS test. Okay. So if you normally silence Amber Alerts or just other notifications on your phone, it's going to cut through those. The only way to not have it do that is to turn your phone off. So the good news is they've given ample warning. We've been talking about it so that people that are in this situation can make sure that hidden phone or device is off until after 2:20 Eastern Time, and then they can go back to turning it on. Sadly, they can go back and turn their phone on, but they also go back to living in that fear in that situation that they're living in. I know that I can be the first to be annoyed by different things and stuff like this, and I'm sure when my phone goes off, it'll startle me because even though I've talked about it, I'll forget. And for me, it's just I've forgotten it. It made me jump. For other people, it could have dire consequences. And so for me, I think instead of being bothered by this today, and what I'm going to do is when that goes off, I'm going to remember this story. I'm just going to take a minute. I'm just going to pray for people that are in this situation where they are stuck in this situation of domestic violence and are having trouble to get out of it. And this could be a scary moment for them. And so maybe that's something you want to adopt as well. Just kind of turn that, moment into something that is a prayerful moment for people who could really use some extra prayers today.
I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. Recently, my wife and I were watching a show where couples were in counseling. We weren't watching it because we need it. It was just a show that we watch, and I was talking about how I feel that men have to change more for women than women do for men. And that's my theory. I know, Betty Rock, you might not agree with me. Hear me out for a second.
Okay.
And then feel free to disagree or whatever. But so as she challenged my theory, I listed some of the things that I've changed. One, becoming a father. I didn't want to have a kid, and she knew that. And she didn't either. And then she changed her mind, and I kind of had to change my mind. That was a big one. That kind of did. We were in it. And it could have been a source of contention. Go to church. She was big into church. I wasn't. It wasn't a thing for me. Language. I had to change my language a little bit. My sense of humor, it's darker than hers. My clothes, there's a lot of things. I just kept listing.
But it sounds like it's a lot of good things. You now have a daughter that you would never, you would give your own life for.
100%.
You also go to church.
Yeah.
That's great. You had to change your language.
Yeah.
Good.
I know. All of these things are good things. And I even told her that. I said, every one of these changes, the things that I'm better for are because of you. So thank you.
So it's not about the quality of the changes.
I still had to change.
You did.
But here's the exercise. I go, okay, so what did you change for me? Ooh. And she thought about it, and I thought about it. We racked our brains, and neither of us could come up with anything.
But is this because she's so perfect
yes.
that
Amen.
she doesn't need to change?
Or there's maybe things she just won't change, And
have you brought up a couple of things that
Nope.
you thought?
Absolutely
well, then
not.
You're not
Why would I do that?
communicating them.
Why would I do
then
that?
you're not Why is she? Why are you the you? She's
the
the
victim.
villain and you're the victim.
Absolutely.
But you haven't specified what you want.
Because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do that. Come on, man. So I'm like, you're perfect, baby. Just the way you are. It actually, we couldn't come up with things. It actually bothered her that she felt like she hadn't changed and morphed for me, that I was the one making changes.
She changed her name for you.
She did, and that is a big deal. That is a big deal. When I was younger, it was like, yeah, please, I want you to take my name now. If she had a hyphen, I wouldn't care. I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, I contend that men change more. So here's what I want to do. If you are a woman and you're way off base, I had to change this, and this for my husband, and I did because I love him, then I want to hear it. I think it's going to be harder than you think. I think you're going to think to yourself, oh, I had to. No, he did that. No, it was him. I got nothing. We might not get any calls on this of women who have changed for their man.
I would be shocked beyond belief if we don't hear from multiple women saying, I did this, this,
not a
and
single
this
line
to make
ringing right now.
his life better.
Usually while we're
there's
talking,
one.
that's a wrong number. So 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. I'm just curious, how have you changed for your man? We'll take yours now. Have you changed for your husband in just one way? I'd like to find just one way.
I have 3 right off the bat, Wally.
Okay, well, I'm surprised, to be honest with you.
So I was very career focused. I did not want children. He decided 3 years into marriage he wanted children. Not only did he want children, he wanted 5.
Oh, wow.
We settled at 2.
You're a good negotiator, apparently, as a businesswoman.
So he was making more than I was at the time, so I became a stay-at-home mom. I went from working 3 jobs to being a stay-at-home mom.
Okay,
that's a big
that is a big
sacrifice.
change. That is a big change and a sacrifice for sure. Okay, that's 2.
Okay, and then also I grew up very close with my mom. I had a single mom, and, she was all the things. And then he got a really good job 2 hours away. We moved 2 hours away.
Oh, wow. That is really difficult. I moved my wife across the country after we just had
you did?
our child. Yes.
So she had to change for you. She had to change locations
She did.
for you.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. She didn't remember that. Like, she didn't bring that up when she and I were talking about it, but I will go home and not tell her about this, yes. Because it was not easy on her, and I don't want to bring it back up. Have you made a change in your relationship for your man?
Yes. I was sitting here listening to you, and it did take a little bit. I'm actually newly married, but I've been with my husband for 3 years. So growing up, my mom, we didn't have sodas in the house. We didn't have, I remember one time I went to go get Gushers, and she was like, That being said, she watched what we ate. I'm very thankful of it now that I'm grown, that I established those habits younger. She did. So I never had to go to the gym. My husband, he was like, I'm going to the gym, and I want you to come with me. I was like, why? And he was like, I love it. Like, I love the way I feel. I was like, is this your roundabout way of telling me I need to lose weight? He goes, no, babe, I promise. Like, he said, I get this awesome feeling of releasing endorphins, and I want this to be something we do together. Now, I became the one that is getting him to go on days that he doesn't. And it stems into so many different parts of our relationship. When we leave the gym, we want to sit down and do a Bible study. When we leave the gym, we want to go do a grocery store. When we leave the gym, we want to take our dog for a walk. I mean, it's changed a lot of things in our life that has helped my mental health.
I can see what you're saying now, and I get it, how it affects other parts of your life and makes the whole life stronger. Just a bold move for a guy. Like, that is not that is not what I would ever recommend to anybody to go with, to lead with that. But it worked out for you guys, and I'm very happy that he's still alive. So we appreciate you being on the show with us today, Marlena. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
What is a way that you, as a woman, have changed for your guy?
Oh, my gosh. So many ways, but the biggest one is that he is really adventurous and playful, and I am just like all business. Take care of all the things. And so I had to learn to be more playful and let go of some of that.
Oh, okay. And that's changing kind of who you are inside. That's not an easy change. You know, it's like if somebody's a neat freak and then they have to learn to accept a little bit of mess, that causes internal turmoil.
Right. Yep. It was really hard. And still, we've been married 21 years, and still I have to really work at it. And I just recently put on Facebook that we're like the mullet. I'm the front part of the mullet, and he's the back.
That's funny. That's awesome. Well, Kelly, thanks for being on with us today.
Sure. Thanks so much.
All right, we got another Kelly up. How have you changed for your man, Kelly?
Way back when, I used to not be a very good communicator, so I would kind of just hold on to things until I would just kind of blur it all out at the last minute. And so my husband, brought that to my attention, and as much as I didn't want to hear it, I had to take it in, and I had to start changing. So eventually, I learned how to communicate. I get it all out, and we're done with it.
I get that. I was just talking with Betty Rock about this yesterday because we have a working relationship, and Betty used to hold everything in, and then she would explode, and it was always this really dramatic argument thing, and she got better about communicating, and so you changed that. You changed how you communicate with me, and it's really changed our working relationship. It's so healthy now, and I enjoy it. But it was shocking for me at first when you started speaking your mind. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like this.
Right, exactly. I can't win.
I know, but you did it, and I think we've all benefited from it. I think you've led the healthy change in this show, and I am thankful for you.
Aww.
If you care about the person, you'll change, you'll bend, you'll compromise. And so I wanted that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear any of that last part. Something broke up.
So he needs to compromise?
No, didn't hear
that's what I
It's so
heard.
weird. I can't hear anything Kelly's saying now. It's breaking up. Oh, I wish it sounded like it was going to be really inspiring and important.
I heard it.
I missed all of it. Sorry.
Thank you. Compromise.
Probably can't hear us, Kelly, but thank you for being on the show.
Oh, my gosh.
Have a blessed day.
Oh, I heard that.
TMI, my friends. Also known as today's Music Insider with Gavin.
The band Casting Crowns has been a pillar of Christian music for decades now, and later this year they're actually releasing an album called Life Song, a celebration of the first 20 years. I like the word first there. I wonder if we'll get a next 20 years. But that album is actually super interesting because they are going to have other artists, friends of theirs, actually sing the songs that Casting Crowns has had before. So you'll have
that's cool.
Phil Wickham doing Praise You in the Storm, Kane is doing their song Nobody,
Nice.
Mercy Me singing Who Am I. So that's super interesting.
That'd
But
be cool.
in correlation to this album, they are also releasing a band documentary called Home by Sunday. And I think the trailer kind of reveals a little bit of what you'll see from this, and I think it sounds super cool.
When the music world came to us, I was like, I'm a youth pastor, and I want to stay a youth pastor. How can we do this?
There's no way he can't do both of these. He said to me, if they say you got to choose between being a student pastor and a musician, it's student pastor.
Leave Saturday night, get the bus back home. They said, we really believe to continue this ministry to the local church.
Mark has continued to be involved in the church. He's still a youth pastor, and I still believe that's why he's able to write with the impact on the church that he writes with.
That would be an interesting story because there's a lot of things you don't know about their lives. I'm sure it'll delve into like his cancer battle and things like that. And we had interesting conversations with him when he was going through that. But the whole thing that I always respected was that they always, the reason Home by Sunday was so that they could be in their church and serve. And how crazy would it be to be a kid in the youth group where at the time, especially, one of the biggest Christian artists was your youth pastor, you know? That's crazy.
Well, and is your youth pastor, because that's something that I feel like it would have been perfectly fine for them to decide that they were going to pursue only music.
Absolutely.
And pour everything into it. And it's funny because I don't even think, they sound like a part-time, band to me. Like they're one of the best in the business, and they're also making that like one-on-one personal connection with people at their church as well.
It's interesting that the first few albums that they wrote were all like based out of things they were talking about in youth group. And so the youth group studies that he was doing for the kids became the basis for a lot of the songs that they wrote early on too. So just a cool story, and I cannot wait to see it. So it's a movie coming out. When is it going to be out?
Yes, it's called Home by Sunday. It's coming out at the beginning of November in select theaters.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's a theatrical thing. Okay, well, that's even better. I can't wait to see that. Well, that's going to do it for your TMI. Thank you, Gavin. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. We're going to give you a chance to win a prize right now with the Whole Lot of History game. The way it works is I get a search thing from Betty, Gavin, and myself, and something that we've looked up on our phone or our computer, something we've Googled, and we'll write it down, and then we're going to tell you what the search was. Your job is to tell us who you think searched for that, okay? Based on what you know about the show, or just make an educated guess who you think might have searched for something. Like in the past, there's been, why do my feet smell like eggs? Surprisingly, that was Betty.
No, it was not.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
You haven't fixed the issue.
Yeah. That's what it was. Gavin searched for it for Betty.
Yes.
That's what it was. So,
ridiculous.
Yeah, you never know what these two are going to Google, or myself. So that's the way we're going to play it. 855-33-WAY-FM. If you'd like to win a prize and have some fun with us on the air right now, 855-33-WAY-FM. It's the Whole Lot of History game. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. Ashley, thank you for joining us for the Whole Lot of History game. Before we proceed, how long have you listened to the Wally Show?
Honestly, I've listened to y'all for so long, it feels like most of my life.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's awesome. Who is your favorite person on the show? There's no wrong answer, as long as it's me.
I love you all equally.
Oh, that's what my mom used to say. I know that wasn't true. She loved me more.
Politician.
So I'll take that, Ashley. So the way it works is we have each Googled something, and you just have to tell us who did this search, okay? So here we go. What causes tsunamis? Who do you think actually Googled that? Based on what you know about the show, who might fear tsunamis or want to learn about them?
That's really ironic because we were just looking up tsunamis the other day, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to go, since I was the one looking it up, I'm going to go with Betty.
Betty Rock. All right. Gavin, was that you?
I am terrified of natural disasters, but I didn't Google this one.
Okay, and it was not me. That means it was Betty Lou.
Yay!
Why did you Google that, Rock?
Well, even though we live in a landlocked state,
Can't be too careful.
I just needed to be prepared to know how things work.
All right, well, that is a little insight into her mind. All right, who Googled, does the Satanic Bible have daily devotions like the real Bible?
That is a great question.
Thank you.
Oh, that one's hard, but...
Gavin seemed terrified. He's like, ooh. Who do you think?
For some reason, I feel like that's a rabbit hole that Wally would have gone down.
Gavin, did you look at this?
No, I don't know if I want to know the answer.
No, Betty Rock?
No, not at all.
No, that was me. Absolutely me. I was preparing for an interview with a lady who has written Everyday God, a devotional that we're doing a World's Biggest Small Group on, and I don't know why I got off on this, but I was like, I wonder if Satanists have a daily devotional.
And does he?
No, as it turns out. Yeah. So
that is interesting.
So, yeah, there weren't any, and I looked, and so there you go. Well, Ashley, congratulations. You got 2 out of 3 right. That means you are a winner today.
Yay! Yeah.
And I was happy that there aren't any, for the record. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. If there's one thing that can be said about Betty Rock, it's that she is a giver. She wants to help you and help make your life better, and that's why she scours the internet and other sources to find you the best information for scoops. So what do you have the scoop on today, Lady Rock?
I have the scoop on how to save your marriage.
Oh, fantastic. Gavin, pay attention.
No. We can both do this.
Oh, no, I'm in good shape.
So if you find yourself constantly fighting with your significant other when it comes to the hotness or the coldness of the bed, or who has the blanket and all that stuff.
Yes.
The scoop is you need to try the Scandinavian sleep method.
I have no idea what
Sounds
this is.
super technical.
Oh, no, it's super easy. Here's all you got to do. The Scandinavian sleep method is you dress up your bed as always, make it up, but then instead of using one full comforter to cover both of you, you have two.
Okay.
Two twins.
Okay.
Now, if you make the bed up really nice, you can make it look like it's one full sheet.
Okay.
But you're going to have two twin top covers, okay? And that way, when you're too hot or you're too cold, you can either bundle up more or get yours off, and it won't bother the person beside you.
Is there sewing involved in the Scandinavian method?
No, you just lay them on top of the bed.
Okay.
And that's what you use to decorate and cover with.
Okay.
Where do you think the sewing was?
Where's the confusion?
You don't sew them together because
I was splitting it. Yeah, I was splitting it down the middle, like trying to make it look good. Still, I don't know how you do that.
You can though, like when you have a fluffy comforter.
Yeah,
it's easy to make it look seamless.
You could also use like a top, like another like light blanket, and put it over the two, like while you're gone, just to make it look like a made bed, and then you take it off and you could both go. My wife and I did, because I just didn't know it had like a technical name to it. We did this at one point just because we had like all our dogs all over the place, and my wife wanted this like super hefty big blanket because she was freezing at night, and I just wanted a light one. I liked this strategy because it basically kept Haley's freezing cold icicle feet away from me. So there's another little tip.
That's a good idea.
Keeps you away from your wife's ice cold feet.
All right, so instead of buying a queen, you buy two twins.
Yeah.
Same color, same everything.
Okay, so you just have to buy double of that, and then you just stick them together. Okay. All right. You know what? I
what is this?
I don't know why I'm struggling through this. I don't know why. I see a seam down the middle is happening, and I don't like seams.
But there's decorative pillow.
Yeah.
You don't even. If it were up to you, you wouldn't even make up
That's
your bed.
true. Why am I worried about seams when I don't make the bed?
Who are you complaining
You're absolutely
about?
right. Well, there you go. There's your Scandinavian scoop from Lady Rock.
I wasn't even listening. I was listening to podcasts.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show, and we have a podcast that you can listen to for free, and it's stuff that we don't cover on the normal show. It's in addition to that. It's called our Aftercast. So if you've ever heard us talk about our potties, that's who we are referring to. And this thing has like millions of downloads. I didn't realize that it was doing as well as it is. So if you'd like to get a little more of the show, more unfiltered as well, which is kind of nice too, you can do it how, Ready Rock?
Yeah, when you text TWS, that stands for The Wally Show. So TWS to 91979, and we will send you that link.
So from time to time, potties will ask us questions, and they seem to love burning building questions because Betty Rock kind of started that. Burning building, you've got to save one of two things in a building. And so she likes asking those questions, and other people have too. And so, you can only choose one, and it can be super revealing as to the choice that's being made, as we found out with this one.
She has a question.
Okay,
she said, I want to stir the pot and see if I can make Gavin tinkle in his pants.
I love it.
Okay.
That's easy. Burning building for Gavin.
I'm going to try and answer this like confidently and quickly.
Wally or Betty?
In what?
Oh, burning building.
Betty. A lot of life left to live over there. I appreciate you for all the like opportunities that you've given me. You've like brought
It sounds
me
like
up.
you're already talking about me like I'm dead.
Yeah. We're looking at the casket right now. I appreciate, for the way you've grown me into this thing.
Yeah.
I'm giving the answer you would want me to give.
Well, no, that's not what I want you to give at all. Actually, at all. I would not want you to give that at all.
That was so kind of you, Wally. Thank you.
No,
you just saved a life.
No.
Wow.
In my opinion, Betty has squandered her life. And so
being with you for 16 years?
Has not made the most of it. She obviously can't make good decisions. She should have left years ago.
Oh, my gosh,
And
that's
your
true.
train is hitched to me, Gavin. I go, you go.
No,
So-
he probably thinks he's learned all he can from you, and now he's ready to move on.
That's not what I'm saying.
I think that's what he's saying.
But that was a very telling question. The other part of this, Gavin, is just in the future. In the future. Take a beat. Take a second.
No, that's tough because I knew what the question was going to. Not that I looked it up, but I just knew that that's what it was going to be.
Just a split
and
second.
I've answered it in my head before.
All right. So if you want to check out the podcast and the aftercast, all you have to do is text the word TWS to 91979. We do it every day, and it's new content, and you can become one of our potties like that.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.
Attention, please.
Uplifting Way FM. Celebrities are just like you and me. Except, of course, for the mansions, tigers, and sequins. It's The Rock Report with Betty Rock.
YouTube is an excellent outlet for those who are creative. Take, for example, musician Dustin Ballard. He found himself bored during the 2020 pandemic, so he decided to create his own YouTube channel where all he does is take well-loved songs and ruin them. Yes,
Love it.
He calls it, I've ruined it. And so, for instance, I pulled this one little bit. He took Eminem's Lose Yourself and put it to the tune of Super Mario Brothers theme.
Lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. You better let it go.
That's funny.
This kind of content has gotten him millions of fans and followers to the point where those fans are now making requests of what Dustin's next project should be. And the most recent request was for him to write and produce a breakup song, but in Taylor Swift inspired. Okay, so it's a song written how Dustin would imagine Taylor would write. And he's using AI to recreate Taylor's voice.
Oh, well, that's next level.
Yeah, so here's the song, and I want you to listen to the whole thing. It's fantastic. This is only a clip of it, but the whole thing is great. He wrote it, and then AI Taylor Swift sang it.
Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
Isn't that great?
It's kind of scary how decent it sounds.
I mean, and that's only
perfect,
going to
but-
get better, though, over
Yeah.
time. Like, that's really weird. And it makes me think, too, like, artists... Like, when you're writing songs, you do demos for artists to try to sell it to them. And people, I mean, the upside of this is people could write a song and go, I think Pink would sound great doing this. Use AI, send it to them and be like, see how good she would sound. That is creepily good.
Right?
That's funny. I just love anyone that ruins songs for people.
You're good at it, too.
I spent my career doing that. Like, I'll write parody songs. Like, Tell Me About My Jesus by Ann Wilson became Tell Me About My Cheez-Its.
Yes. So good.
Yeah.
You turned I'm just a nobody, turned it into I'm an old body casting crowns.
Yeah, my wife, I'll come home, she's like, can't get that one out of my head because she hears me record it while I'm while I'm writing it over and over and over again. And she's like, you have ruined more songs for me.
And you're welcome.
I know, you're welcome. And speaking of you're welcome, thank you for your Rock Report, Lady Rock. Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show. And I used to tell my daughter when she was younger, I'm like, you're a product of the people that you are around. And if you bring people into your life that cause a lot of drama, that's what's going to be in your life and you're going to be filled with. But if you bring good people into your life, the odds are it's going to better your life. And Gavin, you recently were reading something about like toxic people and people in your life, right?
Yeah, it was an article that talked about 3 types of people that you could and should limit in your life. And so the first one was the chronic complainer.
Okay, there's all three. Now, wait, real quick. Is this an intervention?
No.
Okay.
Wally, you are everyone. No, I think...
Only a problem would say that.
Yeah.
But I get this one. If you're having somebody in your life who just has like zero positivity...
Yes.
And just wants to bring down the situation. And maybe they don't mean to, per se.
They may not even realize that they're doing
We
it.
don't. We're just commenting on the world around us.
And I'm not speaking about you, but I do have other people in my life that would fall into this category. And for me, it's very draining.
Right.
Because it feels like they're a sponge or something.
Right.
And you're having to give.
I get that. Okay. And I'm trying to work on that because there's so many things that I get frustrated
about you.
I'm talking about myself. It's fair.
Oh,
Okay.
that's powerful.
Next, let's see how I do.
Keep going. The next one was the envier. Somebody who maybe is very vocal of their jealousy of maybe your plight in life, your successes.
Or they could be letting that envy come out in fear.
No.
Yeah.
So they could be showing anger or fear, and that's coming from a place of envy.
I know you're trying to twist that into me, but no, that one's not me. I'm not that envier, but nice try.
Someone is feeling very
judged. Yes. Okay.
I didn't say anything.
Next.
The last one was the scoffer. Maybe somebody who doesn't let you speak it. Come on. There is no article. This is all just you, actually. But yeah, somebody who's like not going to let you speak into their life.
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't allow you to help them because they think they've got it all together.
So pride?
That came out of nowhere.
You could be wrong. Let's look at that angle too.
You could be wrong.
Let's look at that side of this story too. All right, so let's. The know-it-all might be somebody you want to limit in your life. Okay, so based on this article that he read, I do believe that like you can still love people and you can still forgive people and you can love them to Jesus, but that doesn't mean that you have to have them constantly in your life dragging you down, because that's not healthy for you. It's that oxygen mask on a plane principle. Like you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help someone else out. And if they're constantly dragging you down, you can't help them, And so maybe limiting the access of certain types of people to your life would be good. How have you found that play out in your life? Is there a type that you're like, yeah, this was not good for me, not healthy for me? And maybe you might help somebody realize that they're not even fully putting words to this and they're like, oh my goodness, this makes so much sense, and no wonder I'm repeating the same patterns in my life. So who is that for you? 855, not the person, the type. 85 Ray is dragging me down. Ray Williams. Okay.
Ray, you're the worst.
855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take yours right now. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. So Mary, who is that personality type that you need to limit in your life?
Narcissist people.
Oh, again, did you guys put Mary up to this? I feel like,
How would you specify, or how have you seen in your own life someone be a narcissist?
They're never happy for your success.
Yeah, they live from that mentality of like there's not enough for everyone, so I have to have it all for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, about this. I was talking to somebody the other day because I know I can have narcissistic tendencies, and it was concerning me a little bit. And I was talking to Pastor Chad about it, and he goes, the fact that you're concerned about it means you're not a narcissist. A narcissist doesn't care and isn't even aware. And so I'm like, okay, good. So the fact that I'm concerned about it is
enough for you?
That's enough for me. I don't need to grow anymore. The growing is done. I was curious, like, for people on the show, like, who is that person that you were like, yeah, maybe I should limit this in my life, Gavin?
Yeah, this one was something that kind of comes out of my wife's kind of relationship with one of her friends. This is the constant canceller person.
That can be frustrating.
She's had this person who, they've tried to like plan trips together or someone to come for them to come visit her. And then last second they'll be like, oh, something's popped up. And sometimes it's real stuff, but sometimes it doesn't feel as real. And my wife's gone out to see her. So I think that that's somebody that can be hard to keep things up with, is the constant cancel.
Because there's disappointment in it, and you're the one that's always working the relationship, and so then that gets exhausting too. What about you, Lady Rock?
I would say the excessive phone caller.
Okay. All right.
I am not much of a phone talker.
No.
I can text, but calling... I don't know. So if I have someone that never likes to text and they constantly want to call, I'm like, oh, here we go again.
I know. Yeah, that's draining for you.
It is.
Because you don't like the conversations. And I've learned I've learned. Because I don't mind a good conversation.
How do you keep turning every negative thing we're mentioning into something that you feel like is being aimed towards you? That should say something, right?
Yeah,
because I wasn't even thinking of you.
You weren't? Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
I am now.
I'm wounded. I'm just used to it. For me, I think I need to limit the overly offended people in my life. The people that are bothered by everything, they're offended for everyone, and every day they wake up just wanting to be upset. Like, those people drive me nuts. And it's none of you two. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, you're turning it on me.
No, this is something. No, I didn't say anything.
I don't wake up wanting to be upset. I am forced to be because of other people's offense.
He can't cut himself out of his life.
I'm not starting the offense. I am taking on the offense that they are offended by.
You literally have conversations in your head that have never even started, and they make you angry.
I know, and that's why I need to limit that in my life.
But no one was angry to begin with.
Well, then apparently I need to limit the voices in my head. That's who I need to limit in my life, is my own self. Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show, and we play so much music here, and there's a lot of thought that goes into the songs that we choose, and there's a reason for them, and I've talked about this like during support drives or just in general here, but then Gavin, you found something from one of the artists that we play that kind of underscores this concept, right?
Yeah, his name is Tauren Wells. You know him for a song Famous For.
Make way through the water, walk me through the fire, do what you are famous for.
Such an amazing voice, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, the vibrato. And he's also, from time to time, he speaks at his church. He's just a wise guy, talented guy. But he was recently talking about the differences between kind of like secular music and Christian music and how they're different, and why he thinks it's so important to pour into the music that he pours into.
What's one quality that you get from it that enriches your soul, that makes you a better person after the 3 minutes you listen to it? There's not a lot. Right. There's a lot that'll make you forget about your problems or go do whatever you want to do. But I do feel like we need to make music with a conscience that adds value to people's lives beyond the moment.
Like, I don't think that only Christian music is the only music you can listen to.
Absolutely.
And I think that there are people that believe that, but I think that you have to have a balance in it, and I think that you should actually weigh heavily, more heavily on the Christian music because of what it puts into your life for that exact reason. You can listen to a bunch of music and it can just be empty, and it can be a distraction, and distractions are great sometimes. Sometimes that's what we need. But what lands with you? What hits you when you are down in it and you are looking for answers, and sometimes you're at those points of desperation? Is it a song by, Katy Perry that's going to do that? Or is it a song by Ann Wilson, or whoever? Like which song is going to resonate more with you? And it's always going to be the songs that have the truth of Jesus woven all through them. And that's what we do here. That's what Tauren does. And I think it's a really good point, because I know, like, for me, if I'm listening to a lot of music and I get it out of balance, I feel it in my reactions to different things. If I'm listening to real heavy, angry music, I feel it in how I react to the world around me.
Yeah, I feel like my day just is brighter. It's better when I've got one of these songs that we play on this station stuck in my head.
Absolutely.
If I'm, praising God almost like
subconsciously. Yeah. And I think that's a good thing. That's why we do every year at the beginning of the year, we do like our 21-day challenge. It's like, look, listen to only Way FM for like 21 days and see what that does to you, and then you can dial it back or wherever you're at, but like see that it makes a difference. And it's not because of Way FM, but it's because exactly of what Tauren Wells is talking about. It's the hope of Jesus that is found in all of these songs that makes a difference in our lives. And so there you go. I think that's a really good perspective from him. And if you don't listen to me, listen to him, because he knows what he's talking about.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes, as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.